here with Sebastien Maniatopoulos.
That's right.
That's pretty good.
Yes, sir. That's perfect.
And
Are you Greek?
right? Thanks, man. Thanks for making the time. Man of the
Awesome.
hour.
Thank you.
We're gonna hang out and
This is cool.
get
This
to
is
know
so
you
cool.
better and have some fun.
Sounds
So
good.
speaking of that, what's your full name? Your actual full name?
My full name is Sebastien Sophocles Denis Dagenet Maniatopoulos. So that's Sebastien Sophocles is basically like Jean Sebastien, like it's a hyphenated first name. Denis was my grandfather on my mom's side. His name was Denis Dagenet. And then Dagenet is my mom's last name. Maniatopoulos is my dad's last name. So the whole thing together, Sebastien Sophocles Denis Dagenet Maniatopoulos.
From Canada,
Yep.
but your ancestors are
French Canadian.
French Canadian,
Half. That's my mom. And then my dad's side is Greek Armenian.
Greek Armenian.
Yeah. So I'm here in Burbank, Glendale, all of a sudden surrounded by Armenian culture, which is amazing. And then I haven't found the Greek community yet, but hopefully eventually I will. So
Have you been to Armenia?
no, that's also on the
You been to
bucket
Greece?
list. I have not.
Wow. Okay.
So my 40th birthday, I was supposed to go, and there's this big thing. My wife and I were going to do a trip. It was like the son returns home type of thing, you know? I was super
One of
excited about it.
Draculino's oldest, one of his first affiliates is in Athens.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Yeah. So, but then COVID happened. Everything got put on hold. And then we haven't kind of stopped moving since. So haven't had a chance to go yet. But it's on the bucket list.
it's gonna happen.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Nice. So I was saying to do a cribs. You've been doing these videos and going
Yeah.
visiting different schools and starting with the legacies and kind of interviewing. How did that happen? How did that come about?
Yeah. I mean, it's been fun, I got to say.
Where does that? Where is the passion? Where does
Where
it come from?
It's something that it's interesting because I've had a lot of time to think in the last year or so. When we moved, so the pandemic happened, right? And my wife was transitioning from 16 or so years in the festival world for work, professionally. She directed an animation festival it's a big deal in the animation
Okay.
scene in Ottawa, the Ottawa International Animation Festival. So when she finally kind of came to terms with leaving the festival, she wanted to do something different. It was right around the time COVID happened. So I was working for the federal government, working remotely, and she got this great opportunity out here after about a year, right? So when she got a job, she looked at me and said, what do you think? I feel bad. You've got your job, you've got your jiu-jitsu, you got this and that. And I said, let's go. We don't have any kids. We have a dog. You know what I mean? It's now or never kind of thing.
Weather's probably nicer, right? Was that on your
there's
mind?
that. I actually like winter,
Okay.
So I'm one of those that I like the cold, I like the warm. I don't mind sweating, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, fast forward to coming here, jiu-jitsu was really the only thing that I had, which was common for me, right? From home. Everything
From
else,
Canada.
yeah, everything else is different. My family's in Canada, you know what I mean? My day ones, so to speak, are all in Canada. And it was weird because you come here and so much of the culture from here, like pop culture, hip hop music, movies, right? So much cultural export from here makes it to Canada.
Yeah.
But moving here, it's a little bit different. It took some time to find my footing, and jiu-jitsu was actually the footing that I found coming here, and then being hey, I really like the environment here. Let's start training here, and then getting to know people over the course of these last 3.5 years. So then fast forward.
Already 3.5 years. So,
Yeah.
Wow.
It's going to be 4 in January. Can you believe it?
Wow.
Yeah. So
It's those pandemic years that throw everything off.
I think I have some sort of I don't want to say PTSD because people have real PTSD, but
But I feel like it's been 10 years, but it feels like 5 years.
yeah,
Or it's 20 years, whatever it is. You just add you lose that 5 years of the
100%.
pandemic.
yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. So then to actually circle back to your question, the whole starting up a podcast was in part inspired by you. I got to be honest. I saw a few episodes. I was like, this is cool. And in jiu-jitsu, I didn't really feel like I had my own space where I was contributing in any way that is my own, other than maybe teaching a class every now and then. So started to teach at West Valley, and that was cool. But it still wasn't like something that was like creatively me type of thing, And then, and then I lost my job because I came here. I got a job pretty quickly, and then I lost that.
Got a job here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and then so then I had all this time to think, which is what I opened with, right? And then I can't really sit still. Like I'm not good at being just idle, right?
I love it. I love people like that.
Yeah.
He just posted a reel, right? While we're like, right?
There you go, multitasking, yeah. But yeah. So then I just
my wife, because she gets nervous when I'm around, people that we a lot of things happen, and it's just like, oh,
yeah. You've got a lot of things going on.
Yeah. But certain people like they get reactions from me, and they get because I take action on things,
Right.
So it's like,
you're definitely a doer. Yeah.
Sorry.
No. Yeah. I think it's actually you've in large part been a really positive influence on me in that regard, right? Like, just freaking do it type of thing. That's maybe oversimplifying, but
Yes and no, right?
Yeah.
It comes down to that. Showing up and doing it.
Yeah.
Pulling the trigger.
I think it's funny that just anecdotally that I'm having this delicious coconut water from Açai Jungle because I just took a shower and now all the sweat is pouring down my face while we interview. But yeah, so then I just kind of launched this podcast, and then I want to do a little bit different. Like at first I thought maybe documentaries, but I've got zero experience. So I said, let me dip my toes a little bit, right? And then started to think like it was actually Josiah that said something really insightful to me, when I was telling him, like, I was basically explaining to him that like the market's saturated. Like why does anybody need me to also do something? And then he just looked at me. He's like, yeah, but they're not you. They don't. That's like you have your voice. And I was like, I looked at him. I'm like, that was very wise and thank you, kind of thing. Like it made me think for a little bit, and I was like, yeah, you know what? Let's do this. And so right now we're doing academy tours, which is kind of cool. I saw that IBJJF is also doing it, so I'm like, cool, it's a thing. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And hopefully eventually it grows. Like I'm realizing that I am talking a lot at this point, but I guess that's the point. I realized that
whatever you enjoy doing it.
I enjoy doing it.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have been. Now you visit all the legacies.
Yeah.
You went to Canada. You did went to your old school, right?
Yeah.
And, you
100%.
people, your friends, and so it's cool. It's really cool.
Yeah, no, it's fun. Thank you. I realized I like storytelling. Right. I think I mentioned this to you in the past. Like the only reason I really tuned into the UFC. The first one, for example, at the beginning, obviously, it was to see what is the best martial art, right?
Right.
And then, of course, Hoist and all the success that the Gracies had and everything. But then after that, it was because I was invested in these people, right? Like, of course, Georges St-Pierre, right? Like, but others as well, Anderson Silva. You knew their stories, so you get invested and you want to see the outcome. And then I realized that, it's really kind of the storytelling part that I like the most. So if I can, play a part in that, I just never realized that my part might be behind the camera, right? So I'm kind of just finding it out as we go.
Now you're in front.
And now I'm in front. Yeah, exactly.
We got you.
Yeah. Exactly. There's like ice waiting outside. Just kidding.
Oh my God. What did they say? I almost said Kevin a meme. It was just too much. I was like, he'll think this is funny, but I didn't because I don't want to have to be professional, It was good
nice.
though.
Yeah.
It was a nice one,
Yeah.
Anyway, so how did you find Legacy? Why did you come here?
I was actually looking for a place to get açaí.
Oh.
So yeah.
Okay. So random.
Your wide net of Brazilian culture caught me as I was swimming in the ocean of Burbank, and then I was like, wait a second, tatamis, people rolling around, having a good time. So obviously I was just out for açaí with my wife that night, but then I came back probably a week later. I called, and I think it was maybe Professor Sururu's daughter who answered the phone.
Okay, Mavi.
Because I opened in Portuguese.
Shout out to Mavi, Legacy San Diego.
There you go, exactly.
Have you been down there yet?
Not yet. I'm coming to visit. But yeah, it's super nice on the phone. It was an opportunity for me to practice my Portuguese too,
So you speak Portuguese, you speak French, you speak
Spanish,
and English.
English is more or less, but yeah. that just kind of happened. Where I grew up, like borderline impossible to not learn English, you know, because of the culture, and it's a big part of Canadian culture as well. But my family and at home was in French, so so I kind of got those two for free. My parents were worried that I wouldn't like grasp a third language, so they never taught me Greek or Armenian. And then life took me in a direction where I kind of just learned Spanish instead. And then,
how did you learn Spanish?
Well, in high school, it's not really life. I guess it's me. I had a choice of electives once I got to 10th grade in high school. And it was either, I think, if I remember correctly, it was either a science class, German, or Spanish. I was like, Spanish sounds way more fun than all of these other topics. I really enjoyed it. It's also really similar to French.
To French, yeah. It's Latin language,
exactly.
right?
Yeah. And then that just led to me traveling after high school. And so because I spoke French, I started with France because I'd never been anywhere internationally. You know, it's kind of this daunting thing where you're kind of flying further from the nest for the first time, you know, and I was by myself. So I started in France because I was like, at least I know the language. So if something happens or if I'm lost or whatever, you know, I need to ask for help, you know. And then I went to Spain and I ended up staying in Spain for a little bit. So that got me a chance to really
practice.
Exactly. Yeah. So
where in Spain did you live?
Barcelona.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's a great city.
Yeah. Oh, it's a beautiful city. Beautiful city. I think they have a problem with maybe too many tourists at this point because it's that fun. So much culture, and like
It's a beautiful city, right? The architecture, just the buildings, the way the city's like set up, beach, mountains, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The people are really friendly.
Right there, the people are so friendly.
Yeah.
There was some tension between two. So there is tension between two football clubs that are native to Barcelona, right? Okay. So Espanyol, which is like the Catalan like team, right? They get behind that team. And obviously FC Barcelona, which is massive. So this was just me being completely naive. I went out with a bunch. So I used to work at a hostel, right? And that's how I managed to stay there a little bit longer. I was the guy at the train station that welcomed people with flyers. Be like, hey, come to this hostel. It's cool, you know. Nice. It's a good time. It's safe. It's clean. You know, it's like 10 minutes from here, blah, blah, blah. And it was cool for me because it was a way to meet a whole bunch of people, right? And one of these nights we all go out and we end up at a bar that I guess was like a partisan bar for Espanyol. It was like a place where fans would go to watch the game, you know. But it was this like little hole in the wall type of place. But I go unknowingly and wearing a Barca shirt, right? And then the bartender wouldn't serve. We very nearly got in a whole lot of trouble that night. Bartender wouldn't serve me. Eventually, I just asked my friend for their jacket. I put it on, and I was like, "I'm sorry, can I have a drink?" And they're like, "Yeah, all right. You know, obviously you're an idiot, so here, have a drink."
You didn't do it on purpose.
No, clearly not. That's not my vibe. Yeah.
Get jumped by a bunch of dudes.
It could have easily happened. Yeah, thankfully they saw that it wasn't deliberate. Right? So.
Yeah, I love Barcelona. It's a beautiful city. Yeah, Tag Van Nestor, right? All those guys are.
Is that where they are? Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Nestor. He's right next to the Sagrada de Familia.
Oh,
right?
nice.
So it's in the middle of everything, and really beautiful.
That's a long time ago for me now. 2001. So 24 years ago.
2001. That's before cell phones.
There were cell phones.
They're the big ones.
But they were like flip
phones. Flip phones.
Before smartphones, for sure.
Before smartphones.
Facebook.
Smartphones is when? 2004?
4?
5?
You're probably right. Actually, 4 or 5, yeah.
Like they had those, they had screens, you know? They weren't like now, right?
Yeah.
And then the iPhone was like, what, 2000?
I think that was...
I know that because I started the school 2009, 8, 9, 10, right?
Mm-hmm. I just remember Facebook because that was... I did another kind of backpack trip later on, and that was like the big thing. All the internet cafes were filled with people like uploading their photos and creating their profiles, you know. Back then, it was like the only platform like that, right? Or at least the only one that really.
Well, they had MySpace right before that.
Orkut.
Orkut in Brazil, yeah.
I had an Orkut.
You know about Orkut, huh?
Of course.
Did you live in Brazil for a while?
I did, yeah.
Where did you live in Brazil?
Recife.
That's right. We talked about it.
Yeah.
Northern Brazil, and I'd like to visit one day.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Yeah. again, something that just kind of happened. Like I never had any designs to go to Brazil, but then in Spain actually is where I came across capoeira for the first time. I was like, wow, this is really cool. Like, I think I could do this. This is maybe something that I could be good at. And because I'd done a little bit of breakdancing, and I was like, the movements were, at that time, to me, they were similar. Right? Then I learned more and more about it, and I enjoyed it. Came back home to Ottawa in Canada, and there was a group there. So I ended up training with them up until like 2013. So in that period, you know, I started to, because there's the songs, right? There's a lot of the Brazilian folkloric culture. That's part of it. So I just kind of ended up, because of Spanish and French, picking up some Portuguese here and there. And then when I did travel there, it just kind of like solidified. So yeah.
Nice. And then how did you find jiu-jitsu in Canada?
So I did Japanese jiu-jitsu actually first.
Japanese jiu-jitsu.
Yes. No. Like literally.
Do you know, like people ask me, what's the difference between Japanese jiu-jitsu and Brazilian jiu-jitsu? What do you tell people though, since you train some Japanese
nobody's
jiu-jitsu?
ever asked me that question, but I guess now I would say that one is probably slightly more traditionally focused on disarming an opponent, taking them to the ground, and maybe like in the context of a military altercation, like subduing them or killing them, you know, as quickly as possible. And then, you know, because the way it was explained to me was that
I'm curious.
jiu-jitsu was the like amalgam, like I don't know the word in English, but amalgam, I guess, of like all these different martial arts techniques that came probably from Shaolin and a bunch of other art forms through to Japan for like military purposes, right? For training, for to be able to disarm other people, or if you found yourself to be disarmed during combat, that you would be able to disarm somebody else, take their weapon, and then kill them. Because at that time it was bows and swords and lances, right? Those kinds of things. So
samurai times.
Yeah. So I think, like, if I recall correctly, that was basically how it was explained to me, and I kind of fell in love with the whole samurai mindset type of thing.
Yeah.
And then I entered a Brazilian jiu-jitsu tournament with my Japanese jiu-jitsu. It didn't go so well for me. And I was like, what is this? Like, I'm a yellow belt. I should be able to handle myself. You know what I mean?
If you want to know, I'll tell you my side.
Please, absolutely.
That, you know, what I tell people too.
Okay, cool.
The difference between, because what's the difference between Japanese jiu-jitsu? Because jiu-jitsu is Japanese, right?
I guess I never really answered you, but
And I'm just curious because you trained Japanese jiu-jitsu, and then you're like, oh, I found Brazilian jiu-jitsu because I thought I could be able to handle myself, at least know have some basics, but I knew nothing.
Yeah, I guess my basic understanding is that it's that kind of OG like art form, the way that it was during samurai times, and then I know a little bit of like Jigoro Kano's history and creating judo for like the option to like practice a national sport without people killing each other necessarily between academies.
Right. So that's it, right? So Jigoro Kano, he studied jiu-jitsu, and basically judo back 100 years ago was like Brazilian jiu-jitsu pretty much, right?
Yeah.
But he took away the stuff that you couldn't practice realistically, like the killing stuff, and made it so you could practice it realistic, right?
Yeah.
And he called it judo, right?
Yeah.
But he studied jiu-jitsu, but then he called it judo, and jiu-jitsu was, like samurai, like disarming, whatever, stuff to kill each other. But then his guy, he took that part away, right? And then his students got really good, and then they had these challenge matches.
Yeah.
And all of his students would beat all the guys who just practice traditional jiu-jitsu.
Right. Nice.
And so Japanese jiu-jitsu turned into judo.
Yeah.
And then I think John Danaher has a really good history of it too. But then Jigoro Kano, he sent his disciples. Sent his disciples all over the world, right? Mitsuda Maeda, he traveled to the U.S. and then ended up traveling to Brazil. And then I think he left the Judo Federation for a minute because his goal was to make it an Olympic sport, right? And then they said he taught the Oswaldo Gracie, right? His kids jiu-jitsu because he helped him when he was settling in Brazil. And then he told Carlos Gracie, like, hey, this is jiu-jitsu. Never forget it. This is jiu-jitsu, because I think he left the federation for a minute. And so that's why they called it jiu-jitsu.
I didn't know that.
And then I think he returned back to the federation and also started the judo federation in Brazil.
Cool.
They have really good judo as well, right, in Brazil.
Totally.
But the focus, it turned into basically, like throwing, right? Like to make it more spectator friendly. So they took away stuff that was kind of boring, right? And make it more spectator friendly.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it eventually ended up becoming an Olympic sport, right?
Yeah.
And the Gracie family took the essence of it, right? The self-defense, the fight aspect of it, and kept that essence of it, right?
Yeah.
And then they did challenge matches, like we're the best martial art,
totally.
challenging boxers and whoever, right? And even the Japanese, like the judo guys, right? Like Kimuras and the better guys, right?
Yeah.
Or anybody that would come to Brazil, right? And he also went to Japan, right?
Yeah.
Helio Gracie. And so that's it. And then fast forward to, Jorge Gracie moving to the U.S. or spending time here and starting the UFC to show which martial art is the best martial art.
Yeah.
Because grappling, right, was not at the forefront as far as like effectiveness martial arts. It was like the karate, taekwondo heyday, right? Or karate days, right? Like,
absolutely.
Kung fu, whatever. Striking martial arts was the heyday of that.
Kickboxing and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And then everything changed, right?
Yeah.
1993 with Horace Gracie and the UFC.
That's so cool. And like here, basically, right? Like our surrounding area, Torrance.
Yeah, you're here in LA, Los Angeles area.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I mean, it's like a mecca for martial arts, right? I think they have the most martial arts schools in the world.
I believe it. Yeah.
At least they used to, but I think they probably still do.
Yeah.
Martial arts is heavy, right?
Absolutely.
Here, right? From movies to, everybody.
Oh my God, yeah. The All Valley Karate Championship.
There you go. There you go.
There you go.
Daniel's son, right?
Yeah. It's so cool. It's really funny for somebody who's not from here originally to like move here and then to be like surrounded by this like otherwise consumable pop culture, but it's obviously it's more than that. But like, to then be walking around to see like, oh, that's actually I live like.
Yeah, it's kind of surreal, right? All these celebrities that come in here.
Yeah.
I gave the bad guy from Karate Kid with the ponytail.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
The not Crease. What's his name? Silver.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know his name. But
in the show, what's his name? Silver. Yeah. Anyway, I gave him his blue belt.
Really?
Yeah, he trained here. He was like training martial arts forever. And I saw him at the cafe a little bit ago, before the Cobra Kai series came out. Yeah. And he's like, I'm just writing now. But he did, karate and striking martial arts his whole life. He stayed in really good shape. But he's a writer. He's like, I just enjoy writing. And then I think they found him and they got him back into into acting, right? Terry Silver.
There you go.
His name's Thomas Griffin.
Thomas,
Nice.
Thomas, yeah.
That's so cool. Small world too.
Yeah,
right?
it was cool. It's really cool. Humble, like just really cool guy. And I think even Johnny brought his kid in here, right? Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, it's
for a little, like 6 months or so, a while back, before the Cobra Kai series came out.
Yeah. The UFC is like the original ones, like you said, completely changed the game, right? Like just opened so many people's eyes to like what hand-to-hand combat is and what style with that rule set was really the best to get the job done, right? Like it's not that it had 100%.
We can't forget that, right? Because there was, it was before the UFC, right? If I do this, I'll kill you. No, it'll hurt me. I'll bleed, but you won't stop me.
Mm-hmm.
But then they actually put it to the test in the cage.
Yeah.
2 men enter, and whatever. 2 guys leave, right? But but
thankfully, yeah.
But to see like one guy's tapping out or getting knocked out, right?
Yeah, it's an eye-opening experience just to practice it, even like today, right? Like when I don't know if you recall like the first time, but for me it was just like, wow, I don't understand what's happening and I'm powerless to stop it. And
isn't that amazing that like everybody was so disconnected from the reality of things?
Yeah, 100% disconnected.
And
absolutely.
these like the Horace Gracie, like how much did he weigh? Like skinny, like 170, maybe, I think 160, 170, whatever he was,
Yeah.
and beat these monsters. You know,
Is it
3 fights in one night?
Do you know if it's true? I think I heard that they had thought about like Hickson, because obviously he was like the family champion, but then he was too big and too like he wasn't gonna make the same kind of impact.
He fought in Japan, right? But I think the rumor was that Rorion Gracie couldn't like really control him.
Okay.
And like Royce Gracie was like kind of more loyal to him.
Yeah,
you know, and
you
could trust him, like, you know, because it's an investment, right?
Of course, yeah.
And you know, it was kind of actually. You're right. I think it made so much more of an impact, right? Having Royce Gracie beat all these guys than an athletic, you know, of the technique, right, of it working.
Yeah.
I mean, still today, right?
And in the gi.
And in the gi.
It was like,
and I was gonna say that, right? Like, you know, self-defense, the fight aspect of jiu-jitsu or Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but the flip side or the benefit, the real huge benefit, is the lifestyle that jiu-jitsu gives you. Like we're here sitting down talking about stuff, right?
Yeah.
But it's the lifestyle that it gives you
100%.
is like, you know, that's like they tricked us, right? Wearing the gi and, you know, we want to learn how to fight, and they tricked us wearing a gi, but then actually, that's the thing that kind of kept us, you know, whatever, you know, learning and doing it, and tradition, and you know, all the pieces that go and play. The respect and just all the stuff that goes into proper martial art.
Absolutely.
Way of life.
I keep thinking, you know, about whoever said at some point that the gi is dead. And it's like, man,
it's not marketing. It's marketing, right? But it's funny, right? I always say the gi is dead, right? Because the Craig Jones and the ADCC, they're all the production costs, and they're like, you know, it's exciting and they're blowing it up. It's like UFC combined with it's amazing, right? Yeah. And then somebody made it like a reel, right? And they're like, the gi is dead. Just kidding. And they're at the Master Worlds, and there's like 100 mats, right? There's like I mean, that's what funds. Those are the fans that make those events happen, right?
Yeah. It's people like me that are gonna go watch, you know, buy tickets
and right, like
get the DVDs.
Gordon Ryan, right? His
the merch.
Does he have gi classes in his gym?
100%, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I think he does.
There'd be no gi without gi.
There would be no gi.
It would just be no.
There would be no gi. There'd just be no. Yeah, there would be no gi without the gi, right? It would just be nothing, right? No.
But like at
rage bait, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
At the morning class, so I teach.
And the whole thing, like, it's funny, right? Because sorry to go on tangents, right? But it's like gi and no gi and black belt, and for sure you specialize in, you know, like Kevin did a little interview with Andre Galvão, and he's like, what do you like, gi or no gi? And he's like, right now I like a little more no gi, but then he spends more time in gi, and like, man, jiu-jitsu is jiu-jitsu. You should know both, right? And of course, you specialize probably more in one at certain times, and then you go and you have both, right, to go to.
Yeah.
So I think if you're a black belt, you should know both, right?
Yeah. I love the gi.
And then you specialize more in one during a certain phase, and then another in a certain phase, and it's all good.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's the kind of tells me out.
Gi or no gi is a trick question.
It's a trick question. Go gi or no gi.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you like jiu-jitsu? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're my friend if you like jiu-jitsu, you know? Yeah, exactly. straight up. You know, there's another article that I shared with on my stories today about the most effective guard in MMA. And I was talking to Chris, brought somebody downstairs about it. I've been saying this for like 20 years because there's been some amazing coaches, you know, that have come through here. Amazing, like some of the best in the game, right?
Yeah.
And they say half guard is not a good guard for fighting, for self-defense. They haven't fought, you know?
Okay.
But they're great, like they're really good coaches, you know, saying they're not, but they're really great coaches, but they don't understand, you know?
Right.
They don't have the experience, you know? And I've been saying that for years, you know, like, man, if I go against a judoka, like a really good judo guy, crazy base.
Yeah.
If I'm doing close guard, if I'm doing guard, man, they are controlling me. And if you punching, I'm getting pounded, you know?
Yeah.
Wrestlers, same thing. How do you my experience from training with like elite top of the food chain judo and wrestling guys, half guard.
Yeah.
Half guard all day.
Yeah.
You know, boom, get the positions. And that includes deep half.
Yeah.
And so the only way they're gonna beat you is by learning this.
Right.
by learning half guard.
Yeah.
And what to do, how to counter. They have to train jujitsu because I have never seen half guard in old judo things. I have never seen half guard.
I'd have to.
I've seen butterfly. I've seen spider. I have never seen it.
Interesting. Yeah.
So it's like specific, like Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Gordo. I don't know, however it developed, you know.
Yeah.
But half guard, deep half, all those half guards, like they have to study jiu-jitsu. And same on the flip side on the top game too.
Well, that got popular for the striking, right? Like
Well, for me, I was, you know, like I've been feeling this because if I go against like a top wrestler or, you know, crazy athlete, their bridge is going to be insane.
Yeah.
So if I go to side control, okay, it's okay, but mount, forget it. Like I'm going to go flying. I'm going to end up on bottom.
Yeah.
But, so I prefer actually half guard.
Yeah.
Because I can strike, I can do damage, and I can get submissions from there. You know, so like, why would I not want to stay in the position and just, you know, beat him up and then have something open up from that, you know?
Well, and I like that
you're winning the fight.
I like that you're really speaking from experience, right? Like,
yeah, well, it's, like I've been saying for like 20 years, man. It's just been crazy, and then like, the data shows, man, by this works.
Yes. Allow me, keyboard warrior, to tell you, Alberto Crane, what works.
What's that? Don't stay flat. Don't be on your man. It's gonna be a long day. And close guard. Okay, it can be, but man, how are you gonna beat these guys unless they've done jiu-jitsu? Unless they've spent a lot of time. That's why you have to learn jiu-jitsu. You have to, even if you're a wrestler, you have to do jiu-jitsu. You have to do Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's cool. It's cool because it works. It works.
Oh man,
it works
for sure. Yeah, there's so.
And
much.
it's cool because now it's like it's not just one. It's you have to do everything.
Yeah.
If you're a grappler, you have to do everything. If you're in MMA, you have to do everything.
Yeah. Well, even just like so, I consider myself a hobbyist. I'm not an elite competitor by any stretch, but even just in grappling itself, like with no MMA, like just grappling, I feel like I need my judo classes because I want to feel comfortable standing in the gi. I need to practice and learn wrestling because it's fun, but also
it's the environment we have. We want you to be the most well-rounded grappler.
Exactly.
We want you to be the most well-rounded martial artist, right?
Yeah.
From the striking, from the grappling, from the judo, from we have everything, right? We try to.
And I over the course of time, like it's great because you can feel comfortable in all of those places, right? And it's no longer this daunting mystery of like 50-50. What do I do?
Right, like entertainment today. It was great because everybody's trying stuff, doing stuff. Like I don't like this. Like I don't know, try to get out. No, like let's learn, right?
Yeah,
let's get comfortable.
There's something in common, I think, with you and the other people that are like just lifetime learners. You know, like I really like that about you and like your approach. It's almost like a white belt mentality, so to speak. Like always learning. Like you're never too far along to learn something new, kind of thing. That resonates with me. Like I think that's a really healthy way to live. You know, and to like continue.
Thank
growing,
you, man. Thank you.
You know.
Thank you. Yeah. I have to give credit to my grandfather.
Yeah.
He was he was like 80 years old, and we'd talk about stuff, and he would get excited like a kid, and he'd always be willing to try stuff out, you know. And I was like, man, when I was young, I was like, man, I want to be like that. I want to be like that.
Hell yeah.
When I'm his age, I want to be like that. I want to always stay like learning, and he was always studying. I was learning things.
Yeah.
And for me, he was like young at heart because of that.
That's cool. That's
right?
cool. Yeah, that is so cool. Yeah.
You know, so I think that's the way to live your life. And
I agree. Yeah. My mother still healthy. Reads, you know, to this day, like new books. She's always interested in new knowledge and things like that. And for my dad, it was music. Like,
there you go.
You know, always learning something new and playing. And
that's it.
Playing until he wasn't able to anymore. You know what I mean? Like
that's it. Yeah. What are you laughing about, Kevin? We're talking about the different styles, the gi no gi and the half guard thing in MMA, the most effective guard. Don't stay flat, man. Don't stay flat, dude.
Judo guys, wrestler guys, you know how to stay low. You're not doing shit.
Just you got to learn, right? You got to learn, man. There's some stuff. If you keep me flat, that I'm going to use that to reverse you, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, man, you just got to study and stay humble and always learning.
100%.
There's ways I can flip you if you pin me and put me flat, you know.
Yeah.
But it's nice if you're a judo guy. If I've spent more time in these positions, you're playing my game.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm gonna know more than you in this position.
Yeah. That's what it ends up being at the end of the day, right? Like who spent more time in that position.
And then you're getting these guys doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%,
Oh, jiu-jitsu, like Man, things have changed, right? 5-minute rounds back in the day. It was no limit, time limits, right?
Yeah.
And that changes.
I like that.
That changes the
I
game,
like
right? Well, it's not spectator friendly, right?
No,
when you have like
yeah.
unlimited time things,
Yeah.
right? But I think with the Hoist Gracie Dan Severn, right, it was like 15 minutes, you know,
Yeah.
and they were like going way over, you know.
There's a DVD, an old one of Renzo Gracie, and I want to say, I don't remember.
Sakuraba?
No, but it was in one
Hoist
of their,
Gracie fought.
No, Renzo in one of his academies, like closed doors type of thing, and it was a no limit, no holds barred match. And if I'm not mistaken, it's like an hour and 15 minutes or something ridiculous.
Okay, yeah,
They're just exhausted, but it's like, no, you keep going on.
You know, right? Like we talk about just, you know, self-defense and fighting and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And jiu-jitsu changes too, if you know, when you have gloves and there's certain rules.
Yeah.
Not to get all like, you know, if I do this, I kill you. No, this is real. Like if I take your back, okay, and have no gloves on, and I can elbow you in the back of the neck.
Oof. Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah. That's
pretty much done, right? It's pretty much done.
Thankfully, nobody's ever done that.
But now with the gloves, and I can hand fights, and you know, you can defend.
Yeah.
You can defend a lot easier.
Yeah.
But if I
100%.
can throw an elbow to the back of your head,
yeah,
different game, right? Different situation.
What my old teacher used to say is, if you get the choke, it was jokingly, right, of course, but you choke them out, it's a lot easier to break their arms. But it's a joke, Dan. I'm sorry, I told you a joke, but
yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh, we should say, like, I want to take a moment to acknowledge your 6th degree.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, I got my sixth degree in the mail last night. I came home.
So freaking cool.
For my daughter's wrestling practice, training, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, look, what's this? Oh, 6th degree diplomas.
Yeah,
oh, that's cool.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, it's 24 years as a black belt. You know, I think I got it at the end of the year. So like, and I'll probably do like a thing at the graduation.
Oh yeah, we have
talk to Draculino, maybe have them all come out. We'll see.
That would be dope.
But it's cool. It's cool, man. 24 years, and what's crazy is it just flew by so fast, right? It just happened so fast. Like, it doesn't seem like so long, but yet when I think about things, like so many things have happened, right? So many changes, so many eras, so many, you know, technologies, and just whatever people. It's crazy. It's really surreal.
What a ride. Yeah,
and and it's surreal too that the next belt is like a coral belt, right?
Yeah,
a different belt.
That's so cool.
And it's something I never even thought about or just never thought about, right? Ever. I didn't even know there was like a coral belt, you know?
Yeah.
When I was, you know, training to get my black belt.
Yeah.
Things are so much more evolved right now.
I think, like, can I ask you, like, what do you think from your vantage point now, right? With all the experience that you do have, obviously you haven't made it to coral belt just yet, but that's just a matter of time. Like, what is, or maybe even just, you know, like between the 6th degree and 3rd degree, like, what is that journey like? Like, is it any different than the journey through the colored belts to the black belts? Or is it just like part of the journey that you're, like, over the course of time just continuing to evolve?
Well, for me personally, you know, I think somebody, you know, because I've been teaching, right, all these years, but for the colored belts, I was much different age, right? I was much younger, and I was like, you know, competing was my life, and so that was my life, right? Wanted to be the best, and like nothing else mattered, and I was all in, right? And then going from 3rd degree, whatever, to 6th degree, right? I'm older, probably had kids by that time, probably, or started to have little babies, you know?
Yeah.
And I've been teaching for a long time too. And so perspectives change, right? Perspectives change, and priorities change, right?
Nice, yeah. That makes sense.
So I change, and I think just in that aspect, right? It's different, right?
Yeah.
Is it amazing as well? Is it still amazing? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I've loved every moment, even now, right? Just seeing kids grow up and be adults, teenagers that are like grow up to be adults, and they have kids, and then bringing their kids in. They can't wait to bring their kids in. Man, like, talk about cycle of life, and just grateful, you know, just grateful, and just, I love what I do. I get to do what I do.
That's awesome. Yeah, very cool. And that makes a lot of sense to me. Like the perspective piece, right? Changing over the course of time. And
yeah.
It's
well, it's like I was all about me, kind of, right, when I was younger, and then now it's all about others, right? I'm like outward focused, right?
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about
how
this.
can I help you?
Yeah.
What can I do for you?
Yeah. And I've seen actually now, just in the short time that I've been around, you know, like for example, there was I think it's Matt, right, who's also a fireman who just recently got his black belt like last year or something like that.
I think it's been a couple of years, yeah.
Or maybe it was a couple of years, yeah. But like he graduated from his program, and then you've seen him like through so many stages of his life, right? Or like Superman, right?
Yeah.
The other Matt, like
he was like 3 years old, 4 years old,
right?
Summer camps and.
Or I think it was Jesse from Santa Fe, right? Also, like all these people that I've come to meet and, you know, just kind of sort of know, but you've seen them through like so many stages of their lives, and probably the following generations when they have kids type of thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Man, it's surreal.
Yeah.
You know, we're young, we're in our 20s, and then, you know, like some of the guys, like I want to bring my son to maybe they live in another city. I want to bring my son to train with you.
Yeah.
You know, like it means a lot to them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
It's cool.
Super cool, yeah. It's wild, this like journey that is also taking me on paths I never really expected, you know? Like,
it's interesting too, right? Because some guys are like, you know, they're in wrestling and they're in like fight, whatever, but there's something about the gi and their kids wearing the uniform and the gi and coming in and us like bowing and us training the gi. There's just something about that.
Yeah.
That's special.
Yeah, absolutely. That picture, you have a picture, I think it's the three of your kids in blue belts with you, I think like 2 years ago, maybe something like that. They all kind of graduated, or maybe it was last year. Right? They all got their blue belts together.
That's right.
I thought like, that's a cool moment. Like,
that's funny. I did an interview yesterday with Shoyroll, and they asked me my kind of happiest moment. There's so many, right?
Hard to pick. Yeah.
That was hard to pick. But then like one that is over the top is just my kids getting promoted to blue belt.
Yeah.
And like I felt them too, and I hugged them. Like they're just so proud, and I was so proud, and it's just like a lot of years, and you know, like it's like the kid's black belt, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then like my daughter Sona, who does track and stuff too, but she wanted to come in to train jiu-jitsu like this last month, right? Because she had like kind of a break and she had time, and she's like, I want to come and train. She wanted to, right?
Nice. Yeah.
And she's driving now too, so she's coming in to train. And I was like, oh man, that's amazing.
They're all driving now, right?
Not yet. She's the one who got her license. She's the one. She's the one. You know, she's driving everybody around now.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
That's cool. Yeah.
You know? One is like crazy busy with training, and the Sebon is, it's all good. Everybody's on their own timeline.
That's cool.
Right?
Very cool. Yeah.
But I think it's a special moment for sure. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, it like stayed with me type of thing, you know.
It stayed with me. Stayed with me.
Yeah.
Stays with me.
For sure. It's cool too because they know where to find you. Like if they ever either want to spend time with you or they need to talk to you about anything, they can come in, train, and it's like an extension of your home essentially.
Yeah,
or it is your home.
Yeah.
It's also by extension kind of our home away from home too. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel when I walk in here. Like I'm comfortable. I see people that I get along with, and I've come to know, over the course of time. Ironically, the more I got involved through like teaching and social media, like I guess the more I started to kind of put myself out there a little bit, the more I got to know others, which is like, it seems like painfully obvious that you need to give a little bit in order to get. And it was never with the intention of getting anything. It was just kind of like, okay, I gotta do something that like, so and so liked your post or commented or sent me a message, and then I start to get to know people. And so like, it's more difficult in your 40s. Like, I mean, I'm 44, and to start in a new place at 20 was a lot easier. Like I was just this like always out, very extroverted, very like, engaging, I think, person that like.
Why do you think that is?
Maybe we get set in our ways a little bit, or we get in our heads. There was also like the COVID multiplier, which I can't blame everything on COVID, but I definitely spent too much time in my own head, like way too much time.
Do you think technology gets us disconnected?
Well, I think it's a multiplier.
Even though it connects us, right? But it disconnects us,
right? So I think it's a force multiplier, just like the leverage of an armbar. But you either use it for good or you use it to get more disconnected, right? Like, because for me, it helped me get more connected with people in the legacy team and jiu-jitsu community writ large, you know, like that sort of thing. But I could see very much how you could isolate yourself and never actually talk to humans and like have ChatGPT be your best friend type of thing. Like, you know, imagine that. I don't know. It's really what you make of it. It's kind of like jiu-jitsu. You could use jiu-jitsu for evil, technically. But, you know, you can also use it for this great, amazing good that we have. Right?
I just look at all the social media and all these things. It's like that you're in the matrix, right? And then like jiu-jitsu and moving and stuff and all the like kind of movement practice, like tag fit and stuff, is like gets you out of the matrix.
Okay, yeah.
You know, that's why it's cool because we don't have a phone on the mat. Like there's no technology. It's just like me, you, we were present, completely present.
Yeah, yeah.
It's great, right? Because things move faster. We're connected, right, in a way, in a sense, but we're not like fully connected. We're in the matrix kind of connected, right?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, but
yeah, I think I get where you're going. My wife was actually talking to me about how she misses yoga, which was a practice that she had on a regular basis, and it was that time that she spent with her breath. You know, that stillness at the end of class. You know,
being present,
really meditative kind of moment, right? And then she hasn't had that lately. Been super busy with work and so on and so forth. So she's like, I know, I can feel I need to get back to that because, you know, it's healthy, it's rejuvenating, you know, and it gives a little bit of perspective, right? You get to step back a little bit from whatever's that burning fire that's right in front of you that you got to take care of right away, blah, blah, blah. You know, that email or that project or that whatever it is, you know.
She does capoeira as well, right?
She does capoeira. She actually just recently graduated to Professora. Professora Dengoza, shout out. Yeah, she's awesome. Yeah, that's how we met actually in capoeira.
Capoeira.
Yeah. I like to tell this story that long story short, I basically dropped her on her head, and I think that's how she fell in love with me.
Old school, huh? Caveman. Like, oh, that worked.
But yeah, it was a stretching exercise that you can do. It's actually a really good stretch for your lower back. You do a handstand. And the person catches you before you fall, right? Like they catch you by the ankles. Yeah.
I know that one. Yeah.
They turn around and they bend forward, so it really stretches you out like a wheel, like a bridge.
Yeah.
And anyways, long story short, yeah, we both toppled over. I don't know if she actually hit her head, but our friendship kind of grew from there, and then friendship became more, and yeah, she's cool, awesome. Yeah.
LA life, huh? From Canada.
100%. Yeah, that actually. So I think about that moment a lot because, like, I think, like, getting to know Osrin and, like, both of us, I guess, falling in love, you know, for lack of better words, is the only, like, easy decision that has been, like, super meaningful. Like, everything else in life that is, like, super meaningful requires, like, or often requires discipline, effort, sacrifice, all these things. This was the only thing that was just like, nah, this makes sense. Like, you know, we don't have to like work at it. It's just, it clicks, right? Something makes sense here. And
same frequency.
Exactly. Well said, actually. I should have just said that.
Raw frequency, right? Everything we wear, everything is frequency.
Yeah.
You guys are like matching.
100%, yeah.
This feels right.
Yeah, most of the time I'm working to play catch up. Like I think she's a better person, generally speaking, like stronger character and like has a lot of qualities. But yeah, we definitely.
We all have our things, right?
Yeah, but yeah, everything else in my life has been like jiu-jitsu, for example. I'm not inherently good at it. It's tough, like just slugging the whole time, but it's worth it, right? It's hard work. It's also sacrifice. It's the time that you invest, all these things, as you know all too well. So, yeah.
You know, you've been here, I guess, almost 4 years, right?
Yeah, 4 years in January. Yeah.
And so you trained in where did you train in?
Arts martiaux évolution. So evolution.
Evolution.
Yeah. Dan Guillemette is, he actually, funnily enough, just posted he got his 4th degree on his black belt, like recently. He trained under a bunch of people. But Fabio Olanda, Wagner Fabiano.
So Brazilian top team, kind of Carlson Gracie.
Yeah, exactly. Lineage. And then at that time, it was whatever it was here, it was a fraction of that up there, right, up north. Mm-hmm. Like they had to travel down to New York, they had to travel to Montreal, travel to Toronto. Eventually, Wagner settled, I think, in Montreal and then Toronto. And then, of course, there was the Blue Basement that they could go to. And then Marcelo eventually moved, right, Marcelo Garcia. But it was like, you know, it's kind of like similar to, I remember you describing to me like VHS cassettes in the back of somebody's trunk, right? Like
you have to buy, to
just to get some knowledge,
yeah,
right? Buy a book, flip through it, see what's this X guard that I keep hearing about.
Gracie magazine and all the jiu-jitsu magazines, Tommy magazine, shout out to them.
Yeah, exactly.
So 4 years here, what do you so training at other places and even capoeira, like what do you think makes our legacy community special?
I mean, it's
just curious, right? Yeah. Because, you know, different places, you've been here now and you just randomly show it, you know, what next to the Açai place, right?
Exactly, yeah, absolutely.
And then you decided to come in and
no, I'm happy I did. I mean, I think there's a space for everybody.
Right.
And that's something that's nice that I appreciate, right? Like you can have successful competitors in the same room as you have hobbyists, as you have day one trial students, right? And then when I came, it was Anthony. It was Professor Anthony who was given the advanced class on Tuesday and Thursday, right? So which Kevin's picked up the mantle now.
Yeah. Shout out.
Yeah, I hear good things, by the way. What was I saying? Yeah, so it was a full mat. You know, people were training hard. People were smiling, laughing, but you know, like putting in a lot of effort. And I was just done at the end of class. Like I hadn't trained very much during COVID, and I was purple belt when I came here, so I knew my way around the mat. But I was like, hey, this is really good quality training, and it was enough for me to come back for a second class, and then I was like, third class, fourth class. You know what I mean? And I think ultimately, like, there's different spaces and different frequencies, right? That people kind of vibe with or don't, and you end up finding the one that fits for you. And when you do, it's like kind of natural. You don't really have to force it, right? Kind of like a position, I guess, ironically. And that's what the legacy was for me, right? Almost right from the jump. And then as I got to know people more, you know, everyone was friendly, helpful. I wanted to keep doing some stand-up. There was a judo program. I was interested in wrestling. There's a wrestling program. You know what I mean? If I had wanted to do Muay Thai, there's a Muay Thai program. So all of that, of course, the service offerings. But it was more than that. It was kind of the energy that I was getting from being here, right? So that's what did it for me. It's no mystery, you know, but the right combination of energy, I suppose, for lack of a better term.
Cool, man. Awesome.
And then, of course, like over the course of time, it kind of becomes extended family, right? Like I see like Professor Anjanette, for example, is like a mom to so many people. Andrea is like a mom to so many people, right? You know, like we got a whole bunch of uncles, like Professor Joey, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just, it's cool. It's nice. And then, yeah.
Straight up, huh? Professor Joey's the uncle. Even Savage, right? He's
100%.
Yeah, he's my grandpa. He's my grandpa. That's my dad. You know, it's my dad's age.
He showed me a detail.
And so, but he's like my dad around. Like, you know, you have like your grandpa, or whatever, to some. You know,
I don't even know your age.
What's that?
I'm talking about Joey being a grandpa.
Oh, Joey being a grandpa. Nah, Joey's not. Sure, he's it's funny. He's funny. He's like for me. Well, it depends on the age, right? And your age.
Yeah.
Damn kids.
I saw some pictures like just downstairs. For example, you got a few frames, right? Like in that hallway between rooms. Of you like way younger, and I saw some pictures of Joey. He had like no white hairs whatsoever. Obviously, well before I knew you guys, but like clearly, there's a long history there, and I think that is something that wasn't immediately apparent to me just by setting foot in here, but that I kind of started learning over the course of time. Like, oh wow, these people have been together for like years, decades.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. So that's something that like it's not really part of the brochure. Like you don't sign up for like, here's a decades long friendship, but it kind of comes with, the whole thing. Like, yeah, it's cool. That, and then of course there was the fact that nobody was uptight about the fact that, I don't know if it's an LA thing, but it was like, nobody was uptight about the fact that maybe, you came in a little bit late, not by design, but like maybe you got stuck in traffic or whatever. Like when I realized it was like, no, just wait for the signal to come on the mat. It's all good. Like
if you're late, you just, the etiquette is like, wait to get lit in by the coach.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was really cool because like,
it's like we're grown-ups, right?
Yeah.
We work and, people, they try to make it work, right? You're not always able to make it on time.
Yeah, exactly. So that was cool for me as well. I remember that being like, okay, is there work hard, but also not overly uptight, So I think it resonated with where I was as well in my life, right? Because I think, that the tradition, the martial art is preserved, like it's not lost,
right?
Just because, you were stuck in traffic.
Right. Take everything with a grain of salt, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's also not like, I'm 44, I'm not old or not young, but like, if I was like a teen or maybe even a young kid, then those maybe lessons or those values have yet to be learned. Then I get it, right? Like stand up straight and these kinds of things. But yeah, exactly. When you're dealing with like a dad of 3 or like a CEO or even just somebody who works 3 jobs, like who was it? It was one of the people that I was talking to recently. It's Professor Passos, actually, yesterday. He and I were chatting, and I liked what he said about teaching kids. Like he isn't going to be necessary. Like he might be strict in terms of like teaching the technique and making sure they're paying attention and getting the most out of class. But he makes a point to talk to the parents after to say like don't be too hard on them about jiu-jitsu when they leave here, because then. If it's hard here and it's hard at home, then they're less likely to want to come back and to enjoy it to the point where.
That's a great point.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
They say the number one kind of things that kill sports for kids is the ride home.
Oh man,
with the parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should have done this. You could have done that.
Yeah.
And so I was like, wow, that's powerful, right? Because you're like stand up, so you want the best for your kid.
Yeah.
It's from love, it's caring, right? Yeah. But it takes away the love, and it's not it becomes your thing, right?
Yeah.
So I'm very disciplined, with that. It's been a process, right? But I don't open my mouth up until they speak to me or talk to me about it.
Right. Fair enough.
And then once that opens up, then I can talk.
That's cool. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool because like I can imagine like, one of your daughters, Serena, is like doing super well on competitive circuit, like high level wrestling. I imagine
jiu-jitsu, right?
And jiu-jitsu, of course.
World champ.
I imagine that like after a really hard competition, win or lose, like she doesn't need additional feedback on the ride home. Like maybe.
Hey, you can even be positive, right?
Right.
But you know what? Like, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just bloop, and then wait for her to talk to me or whatever.
Yeah.
Talk to me about it, and then I talk.
That's good insight. I'll take if I ever become a parent, then I'll carry that with me because. My dad was very, very strict about music to the point where I actually really didn't enjoy music.
Right, exactly. That's what happens, right?
Yeah.
That's what happens. It takes away your love for it.
And then, of course, I came back around to it. But what could have been probably more time spent together in that space was lost as a result.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, awesome. Man, talk to me about the grappling. Grab the websites and the podcasts and all the stuff. Tell me all the things like you have You have
the Grappling Monthly podcast.
You do you have a whole like shorts. You do the interviews.
Just getting started. So I started with the podcast, thinking like I said, like, in partially, in large part actually, inspired by the Alberto Crane show, which is kind of cool that now I'm here.
Thank you.
I started just as a way to be more involved, right, and to be active and creatively kind of engaged with the community. So it's been great. It's allowed me to get to know, and kind of like, you remember earlier we were chatting, I said like the first place that I went to when I traveled internationally for the first time was France, because I spoke the language, right? Well, first season is all legacy. I started right at home, right? So it was nice because I got to know you guys a little bit better, some of the leaders in the school, right? And now second season, I took the opportunity while visiting my family.
Now you got to go to Legacy Armenia.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm coming, you guys. I'm coming for sure. I'm assuming that's one of the cameras, but anyways. It is, yes. And then so I took advantage of some trips I took to Canada to visit family, to like get a couple interviews in out there. And then now the season 3 is coming out. That's going to be all San Fernando.
Season 3?
Yeah, season 3 is going to come out in mid-August.
Okay.
And that's going to be San Fernando Valley.
Cool.
So it's a way for me to now stretch outside of my immediate network, right? And really get out of my comfort zone a little bit, meet new people, right? Make new relationships and things like that. So it's exciting. The podcast, I'm kind of complementing and trying to promote with these, I call it GMTV Cribs, right? Back to like MTV Crib type show. Like, hey, welcome in. Let me walk you through our place. So that's been fun, and little shorts, interviews, eventually, hopefully, like we were talking about storytelling before, right? Like I really enjoy learning about people's stories and like their backgrounds and what makes them do what they do. And if I can help tell those stories to more people, bring more attention to the sport, because there's attention to the sport from like, the big media companies, which is wonderful. And maybe one day I'll work with them. Who knows? UFC, BJJ, hit me up. But right now I'm starting, I guess, from like a more grassroots kind of like DIY type of side. So grapplingmonthly.com is the website, the Grappling Monthly podcast, or like YouTube at Grappling Monthly, basically. The IG is the same. And yeah, baby steps, I guess.
That's it. It's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. It's been fun.
Yeah, awesome. Keep it up, bro. Great.
I will.
I appreciate you and
my man.
Appreciate everything you do.
Nice. Thank you.
Great guy.
Thank you, Professor. I appreciate that.
Thank you, brother.